Hey everyone, it's Shanna. Today I am doing something that I wish I was able to do a lot more often, but thankful I get to do it at least once this year. And what are we doing? I'm making pickles. So sadly, over the last couple years, Texas summers have not been kind to us and my garden has not been doing well at all. At all. And this spring we had a ton of rain, which I'm so thankful for. But I didn't get anything into the ground until very late in the spring. And now we're already into 100-degree temps. So my cucumber plants grew, but now they can't keep up because it's so hot, which is typically the case, but I didn't get that much yield from them. So I have what I have. I have probably 10 or 12 cucumbers, I don't know. Enough that I can make some for my family. Years ago, when the kids were small, during the summer, I would can pickles and I would sell them, just a way to make a little bit of extra fun money and things like that. I haven't had the opportunity to do that over the last several years, one because of the garden and two just because of time. But it is hotter than the surface of the sun outside right now, and I'm not going outside to do anything, so I thought, what better way to use my time than to go ahead and can these pickles. So there's a million ways to do it. A million ways to do it. I'm just going to show you my process just because it's what I do. And I also don't like heating up the house very much, but the brine does not take that long to boil, so it doesn't heat the house up too much. And I don't actually like water bath these pickles or actually true canning these pickles just because we eat them so fast. So there's no reason for me to do it with have a long shelf life or anything like that. So no need for that. All right, I'm gonna cut these pickles up. Sometimes I do spears, sometimes I do circles. Sometimes I get crazy and do spears and circles in the same bottle. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut them up, and then I will show you how I make the brine and what I used for the brine, and then I'll just kind of show you me putting them in the jar, sealing them up, and then put them in the refrigerator. So this one probably went a hair too long, but I'm still gonna go ahead and cut it up. And you can tell just because it was starting to turn white here, and it's a lot bigger than the normal type of pickles, but I'm trying to keep all that I can. So it may just be a little bit more bitter than the other ones, but it'll be fine. So I've rinsed them off. Let's cut them. So how you cut your pickles or how you want them is a preference. I've always just cut them in like spears or circles or whatever. Just cut the ends off. I use just a serrated knife. And then for spears, I just cut it down the sides like that. And most of the time I half them. I know my jars are not that big, so I need to half them so they'll fit in there. Ooh, they smell so good. And that's it. Just like that. I'm gonna put them over here in my bowl, and I'm gonna keep on slicing. Alright, as you can see, there was no rhyme or reason to my method of how I cut them. Some of them circular, thicker spears, thicker spears. I don't really like watch exactly how I cut them, I just cut them. Okay, I wish I could say that my brine recipe has been passed down for generations and generations, but it hasn't been. I don't have a brine recipe. So let me show you what I use. So this is what I've used for years and years and years. I actually found this hidden in one of the back of my cupboards cabinets. I found this hidden in the back of one of my cabinets. And this was always what I used. The Ball Kosher Dill Pickle Mix. And I could find it anywhere. I could find it at Walmart. I could find it at Albertsons. I could find it almost anywhere. But over the years, it got harder and harder to find. Which I guess actually worked out because I wasn't able to can over the years. But I tried other products, other brands, and my kids did not like it. And when anyone that knew how my pickles tasted would taste it, they were like, they're not the same. So this year, now that I have cucumbers, I found this. I made a couple jars a couple weeks ago. I had like 4 cucumbers that I didn't want to waste. And I used it, and it definitely did not have the strength that it would have if it were fresh. So I went on Amazon, and I know that you can also order from Ball itself, but Amazon has everything. So I went to Amazon, I ordered 2 bottles of this stuff, and it took like a week to get here. Well, this is what they sent me. And I think it's the same thing. It's kosher dill pickle mix, crunchier pickles. It's all the same. But what it looks like has changed. But I smelt it, my kids smelt it and said it smelled the same. The only other thing is it does not have the actual directions or the ingredients on what I need to make it. So thankfully I still have my old jar. So this is what I use. I follow the directions. I'm very liberal in what I use. I mean, I don't really measure. I try to get as close as possible because I want to have the mix to vinegar and water ratio to be correct. So I'm gonna put this in my handy dandy pot that I have to wash really well, otherwise everything will taste like pickles after. And then I will boil this, and then I will put these pickles in, and I'm gonna let them sit for a couple hours just to kind of soak up the brine. Then I put them in my jar, and then I ladle in all of the mix. So that's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna mix the brine, and then we're going to let the pickle sit, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so this came to a boil, and the house is now hot because obviously it's hot outside and we have a gas stove, but it's for the name, it's all for the love of pickles is what we're going to say. Okay, so again, I'm gonna drop these in there, and I'm gonna let them sit for about 30 minutes, and then we'll put them in the canner. I can tell you that they've changed the recipe. I can just see it by the looks of it, but it still smells like pickles. And when you do pickles inside, your house will smell like pickles, your kids will smell like pickles, your dogs will smell like pickles, everything will smell like pickles. All right, all of them are in there. We're gonna give it a little squishy squish, make sure everything's down there. Leave them be for about 30 minutes, and then we'll put them in the can. Okay, so they have been soaking hour-ish maybe. I'm going to put them in my jars. Again, there's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna stuff them. I'm not gonna separate the slices with the spears. There's no reason for that. But I'm gonna put them in, and again, if you're gonna actually can them and for shelf life, you're going to want to sterilize your jars before and all of that kind of stuff. But I promise you, these pickles are not going to last that long in my house. Let me get them in the jar. We'll ladle in the juice, and then we'll put in the refrigerator. All right, I put them in the jars, put the lids on top of them, and now I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. So again, super, super simple. If you can find this stuff, the older one, I suggest it, but I think the newer one is gonna be just as well. So I'll put these in the refrigerator. I try to get my family to wait about 5 to 7 days to really let the pickles do their thing, brine in it, become crunchy and all that, but within 48 hours, most of these jars will be eaten. I can assure you that. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you again. Bye.